Hi there, it's time to remake thumbnail again. So today we find a sports channel about MMA and I'm going to suggest the channel to remake this or change to another thumbnail. So basically that's the question from this channel, should I change my thumbnail? And they shared a bit of the CTR statistics and this is the MMA Plus channel, so that's the video they have, and I would say, given the title itself is basically saying the UFC is underpaying the players or the fighters, but there is a mismatch with this thumbnail. So this is the thumbnail itself, and if it is saying it's underpaid, I understand the original thinking maybe is trying to show an angry fighter, and also this red arrow is just not needed in my view, because it's pretty clear it's like minimalist style kind of thumbnail. We have the subject and we have the issue, then people would understand like it's this guy being underpaid. So rather than making it like over complicated, like adding additional elements that doesn't add meaning, I'll just simplify it. So there are a couple of ways I can think of to change this. One is to keep this style, but then make a little bit of adjustment. The other is to use other faces with other expressions that will trigger different sentiments from the audience. So let's get started. As usual, just double click this thumbnail image. It's the photo app in Windows. I want to extract the fighter and this element out. I don't want the arrow, so what I do is enable the brush, make it size the biggest, just to get rid of the arrow. Just quickly checking whether these are intact. Okay, so I want to keep two versions, one with just this fighter, the other is just this text because it's got like a brush stroke behind it. So I want to reuse this as well, just for a quick illustration on like keeping this but making it a little bit more punchy. So I'll click remove. Remember, always click remove and check whether it's clean enough. I'm just trying to keep this guy so I can crop out the other stuff, so I don't need to use the brush. Okay, save. This should work. Yeah, save as copy. And original thumb fighter is the guy. And then now, the second round. This time I just want to keep that title. And remember, maximize the brush, and we can actually crop first. So we have to clean up less. Okay. Okay. Then now we can use the brush. Okay, let's say we use this version. Remember to click remove and then save as the title. Okay, now we have all the elements, and I just want to add one more page. Let's bring in the fighter. Okay, and the title. So the resolution is a bit low. MMA Plus, if you want to make a new version, try to get higher resolution. I understand the challenge here because there's a UFC logo over there, and probably the channel wants people to understand, okay, it's talking about UFC. So then we can make it like this. I'm putting this guy around the rule of third. We don't need to see like the top of his head. And we're trying to keep the UFC over there. And this can just be larger. So a bit sideways because I want to make it way larger. Much larger than this one. So if we shrink it, it's very clear, even on a mobile device. That one, it's the characters a bit cramped. And now the background itself, I would, let's pick a square, just to I'm trying to make a gradient and see how it looks at the back. So if you want to, best is if you have like an oval shape, like a vignette thing. If not, then you can choose some of these gradients, and the black and gray seems to be a good one. So if this is not dark enough, what we can do is duplicate this box and set it as solid black, move it to the back, and change this gradient transparency. Then we have a darker gradient, right? Instead of the default. And this guy, probably we want to, you can choose filter instead of adjusting the contrast and all those stuff directly. Looks a bit harsh, right? Too harsh. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. Still, after the filter, I would like to adjust the brightness and contrast a bit, just to make it more dramatic. And the color warmth as well. Pushing the clarity would do that further as well. So that's one way to address this. Okay. Compared to the original one, it's a bit blank, I agree. So try to inject some elements, say, if I use flames, to add to the anger. This contrasty image looks good, but it may be too busy. Let's try a few. So enlarge this. you may also consider the direction of the flame as well, because currently it seems like there's not much here and more intense over here, so might as well flip it so more fire is behind the fighter instead of like the empty space. So we can adjust the contrast or the brightness as well. Because we don't want the background to be too bright that overtakes the foreground. This, because the resolution is just a bit slow, a bit low, I want to adjust the clarity and sharpness so it stands out more. I want to see whether shadows work for this image. Yeah, it works, but it's shrinking the, so you probably want another color. So I choose purple for the reason of, one, it's a complementary color. Two, it carries a meaning of mystery. So if you know color psychology, that's why I'm choosing this one. Okay, the style is a bit different, I know, but then we can kill the the empty space plus adding to the feeling of the guy. I just want to get rid of the darkness in the flames, so I'm bringing that, making it larger, just checking if that looks better on the left or the right. Okay, so this is the angry feeling, alright? And then now, other versions. Okay, if we want to keep the darkness, I'll use a very deep or dark gray. Okay. Yeah, and then what I'm going to suggest is, because underpay is, we need some contrast, right? We can say underpay, but then that guy looks so confident and fearless. So the original image, that's what I'm talking about. So you can present it as an angry player, or you can bring out the feeling of the audience that look at the thumbnail thinking, oh, these guys paid a lot of effort, and what it means by a lot of effort. All these injuries, not only the trainings and like the time they put in to get to that skill level to fight inside the ring, but all these injuries that can trigger emotions for whoever that's seeing these pictures. So that's why I'm trying to use something that like people would feel, oh, they're really worth, getting paid better. So that's where I'm heading. So we can use one fighter, or we can use multiple. The difference is, using one, it gives me a feeling of suggesting that particular fighter or player is being underpaid, not the industry as a whole. But if we use multiple, that means, oh, it's actually something else. Okay? So let's say if we start with one first, but I want to put the title to the one for multiple. Okay, just get it in there for the time being. So to put or to select one, either we choose something like this or this, because I'm trying to find something with like a UFC, like just to be like just to align to the original thinking of the channel. So this fighting one with these expressions also look good, and there are plenty of UFCs over there. But these are two people or two athletes over there. So why not I give one more example, right? We've got two fighters, and then we can have multiple as well. So if I were to pick one, so this is, I would say, a candidate image. I will open it in the new tab as usual. This guy, this expression, looks like he's crying, is perfect. And the features, like the ears, that's the trademark of fighters. This looks great. So I just save it directly. Now we've got two images. Let's say fighter 01, fighter 02, and let's select a couple more because I need probably 4 to 6 faces for the one with multiple. This one may work. Just checking. Let's save it as... Oh, okay. I actually like this more. This looks straight to the audience, and he looks tired. That makes it another good choice. This one, if there's versions that it's too clear over there. It's got UFC, but then we're not going to see that much. Maybe here. Fighter 04. 05. It's got a glove, so it may help. 06. We've got a duplicate player earlier, so let's choose one more. 07. So these file types may not get into Canva well, so we might have to change it, but let's do this one first. After that one guy, I don't think we need this one. Okay, so if we are using this directly, like I said, we probably don't need we don't need to see the entire, like, the original height of it. Just checking if their heads are within that rule of third area. And just need to, well, a quick approach is to apply filter first and then see which one may work best for you, and then go back to adjust the detail, like brightness and contrast. We want to bring up the brightness, but we don't want to overexpose, so I'm bringing down the highlights and a bit of the white as well. This patch at the back, we can deal with it later if we find it like catching too much attention. Now it's time to bring back this title. We don't want this to block the expressions, so this over here may work. And remember the purplish shadows we added. This time we probably want to use white and trying to adjust the blurriness of it. If it doesn't look good, just change it to outline and test instead. And obviously we can choose another color, not too crazy, or even black. Just to check one more, if I just do lift, that doesn't really, I prefer this one more actually, the outline. One thing we can do, a lot of thumbnails like to do it nowadays. So these two ladies, these two fighters, we can make them like come down a bit. And what I'm trying to do now is actually going back to the same trick I used before, but I need to save that image. I haven't saved it, so going back to the fight, don't need this. Okay, where is it hiding? It's not showing up here. Let's go back to her. Yeah, this one. So I just want to save it as I want to extract the two fighters. Two fighters. And here we go. We've got them. Add that background. Okay. Remove. Perfect. So very clean. We just need to save it as a PNG. Go back. Bring them in. So an easy way to do this is click the original, copy style, and then it will, if you click on the new one, it will apply the exact same style that you have chosen. Now we can throw away the original one, or we can bring in the box, copy this and paste this, Control C, Control V, hide that behind this black box, okay, and just use the one we have the background removed. So bringing them lower so you can see the text, right? So in German, underpaid, that's the word. Okay, if you think the title is a bit too high up, you can bring it down and also maximize the width of the thumbnail. Like maximize the use of the width of the thumbnail. Be mindful of the corners though, because you know, it's round corner when we look at the channel itself. Right, it's all round corners, so just be mindful you're not using the corners while you are maximizing it. Okay, now we've got a version with two fighters and a big underpaid at the back. Okay, the third version with multiple fighters. That's going to be a challenge for me as well. Again, the first thing I'll do is remove the background, obviously. Okay, we've got some holes over here. And when we use the remove mask, go in, bring back her arm, and remove this white patch. That's the ground, I think. And this over here. No. You can zoom in to make it easier. And then remove and see whether, okay, we still have something there. Okay, now it works. So save as copy, PNG, no BG, save, and then this guy, same thing, background removal, and let's do a bit of cropping as well. Remember to click remove after whatever brush actions you made, or even just simply doing the removal. No BG again. 5. Same process, background. Okay, remove. Crop it. Save as copy. No BG. We may not be using every single one of them, but let's remove the background for all and then deal with it. Okay, there's another hand over there, but that's alright for now. Remember to click remove. Save as copy. No BG. Remove. Okay, we're getting very close. Two more, and we can get to assemble. Okay, looks alright except the hair over here. Okay, remove, save, and finally this guy. Just to check, like, the hair that's not there isn't really affecting it. Okay, now we've got everybody. Let's bring them in. Bring her in. This guy. We have to flip some of them just so they kind of look towards the center. This guy is looking from above. This guy looking towards the left. And this lady right at the center with the glove with UFC. Okay, now how to solve the overlap and make everybody visible, but like all the cropping and stuff goes away. So he should be above the other guy, so his face can cover that body part. You can rotate him a bit as well. Remember, the lower right hand corner is the place where the time of your video is going to be seen. So this guy probably isn't going to be very, or it's going to be blocked basically. So this is what I'm talking about. But if you're like on a smaller display, the timer will just get even bigger. Okay, just want the UFC to be seen as well while bringing her, like his face is over her shoulder. This guy, you want to make him bigger. We'll adjust the lights, the brightness and contrast and all those stuff in a minute. And her, so remember, if you flip something, if there are like characters or like words, make sure you know it's not like flipped. So I'm thinking, because she, if we put it like put her here, that should work too, because this guy at the back, I just want to hide the like his sharp crop, so we have to bring him over her. This guy, we should crop out his shoulder so it's not showing. Okay, now let's copy the black box. Bring it to the bottom. If you don't want it to be complete dark, I've already shared what to do, right? Gradient, but over the top of the black box. And then, once again, we don't want this purple. Let's bring back what we have here. Put it down. Just make it a bit smaller. Okay. And finally, of course, try to adjust the like lighting, color, sharpness, all that. So applying a filter can help to align the style up a little. Let's say if that's too strong, let's see what happens with this. Okay, it's pretty sharp. Just that some of these, the contrast is a bit low, so it's not popping. His expression is kind of blended in. So you want some features to be clearer and maybe a bit of vibrance as well. Saturation probably not, it may be too red. And again, adjusting the contrast a little, sharpness, clarity, plus vibrance a bit. Her vibrance, bring up a little. She looks a little bit greenish. It's probably because of the filter, so I'm bringing up the warmth just a little, but more magenta or purple, and obviously contrast. The photo is pretty sharp, but I want to make it look a little bit more like they look a bit more wary. If I adjust the contrast, see how his eye popped out, and I probably want him to be bigger too, because it's like it's hiding behind, but his eye really helped to convey the message. Her hand over here may not be required because it's blocking the other people's face. So make it like this and make her bigger. Crop out the bottom so he can show up more. And this guy, same thing. Adjust the contrast, clarity, so the features are more prominent. And then her. See whether I move in further into the picture. A little bit bigger as well. Okay, so now we've got a version with just 1%, 2, and 3. Actually, I remember what that was, that I want to create another version with just 1%. Let's bring that back in and remove all these other fighters, just using this perfect image. And I want to invert this gradient. Okay, 3 different versions, or actually 4, including the original one. This one, if possible, let's try. I want to hide it behind the guy, but you know, it's not going to bring out much of the text, even though if I bring it to here. What I can do, or make another try, is try to treat it as if this thing is broken. Like, change it to this. Crop it over here, change it to this, and do this. People can guess, but it's probably guessing too much. I would rather do this, so at least more characters broke out. I mean, show up. See? Okay. The entire word pops up. Yeah, so instead of just using horizontal as usual, it's like he's shouting out loud that he is underpaid. Right? I hope these all make sense to you. Now we've got all 5. The original, the one that with some adjustment from the original, and then 1 fighter, 2 fighters, multiple fighters. All carry different meanings. Hope that you find this helpful, MMA Plus, and also other members in the community. Hope this helped you to find ways to improve your thumbnails. If you want to look at your channel and like maybe one of the videos that you have and want to remake your thumbnail, drop a comment and let me know. Put a link over there. Thanks for joining.